I do have a reading that I think speaks to how we do our work. We believe deeply that strategic initiatives and operational plans can't be decided behind closed doors by a group of anointed top leaders or by external consultants or other experts. When these mysterious plans are unveiled to the broader organization, generally with much fanfare, no one should be surprised that the initial excitement gradually disappears and the organization fails to deliver on these directives from on high. As I say to most everybody, most businesses know what their critical issues are, and most businesses even have a solution to the critical issues. What they don't have is a process that helps them get the whole organization aligned around what is the best solution. And we arrive with the process, I believe, that can do that. There's three principal parts of the book, although there are four distinct chapters, if you will. But the three simultaneous bodies of work that we do are obviously, number one, driving results, number two, transforming or aligning the organization, and number three, developing talent. The results part is actually under the chapter of leadership, because I think ultimately you realize if you develop great leaders, you'll typically get great results. And of course, you got to start at the top. There's nothing worse than an organization that has a leadership team that is not aligned. And every single person in every organization watches the leadership team. And when we know they're not aligned, then we know we're not aligned. And they have to go for the hard topics once they are aligned. And that means you're going to create conflict. And in the book, I talk about conflict as both good and bad. Clear on their goals, clear on their roles. Now you have a process in which to air conflict and drive for results. On the side of change, as Winston Churchill said, never waste a good crisis. Here we are in probably one of the largest crises, global crisis many organizations have faced since probably a world war. Go to non-discussables. There's so many non-discussables right now, but certainly at the top of every one of them is, do I have a job? Are we going to be in business? And as a leader, you have to go to those. You have to talk about the critical issues that people are thinking. Most organizations are very, very smart. They read the news like you do, they know what the issues are, and they want to know, do you have the courage to talk about it and tell the truth? If you know, you can say. If you don't know, you can also say it. I understand there's some things that every leader can't talk about, but what you can talk about, you need to talk about with your organization. There's many things in this book that I wrote that if you were to read it now, you go, oh, wait a minute, that doesn't quite work. And of course, I love that because I think leaders need to admit their mistakes or when they have something that isn't quite accurate. And in this book, I write in particular that there's a part about don't use emails or don't use Skype or don't use Zoom to energize your organization or to engage your organization. And of course, for the last 3 months, we've only been using Skype and Zoom and email. So I think the most important thing for us to realize is every situation is different. And of course, in another part of the book, I write about plan and adjust. Without a plan, you'll never know where you're going. As the military always says, the first casualty of every battle is the battle plan. So on one hand, I say no emails and Skype, and yet today that's all we have, our emails and Skype. Part of a leader's job is to intervene, is to find out a solution. There's also a question, I think, that you can use when you engage with the organization, and if nothing else, dealing in a crisis like the one we're in today, is to ask, if you were me, the leader, what's the one decision you'd make today? It's usually a question that's not asked of many people in an organization. It makes everybody step back, and it makes everybody step up to your level, and it makes them think about, so what is a decision I don't think you, the leader, are making, or we, the organization, need to make, or we, the business, need to make? It's a great way for you as a leader to get a tremendous amount of information and to see whether or not the plan that you have, even the plan you're adjusting to, may not have the information that's flowing from people who are on the front lines. And I think what we're showing in this book is a series of tools and processes, actions that individuals can take to drive that change or that transformation. I hope it shows how we differentiate ourselves, how we're unique to most other consulting organizations. What also differentiates is the simultaneous nature of our work. We believe that three things can happen simultaneously. One, obviously driving results, what every leader knows that they have to accomplish. Two is alignment or transformation, as I said, making the business better, making the organization better. And three is to develop leadership talent. So the question is how do you do that simultaneously?